Bro, I got to tell you something. That pod with Nathan was crazy.
Bro, for somebody to go through what they went through like that, bro, that's
Insane.
just, yeah, bro, what a story.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, that's an area boy, literally.
100%. And it just
Someone
shows
who's made it.
Bro, and it also shows you that it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you should never give up.
Yeah, 100%, bro. This guy's a soldier, man. Like, the shit he went through, he's come through the trenches, bro. It's like literally a rags to riches story.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what? There should be more stories out like that.
100%, yeah. There's a lot of people with stories like that. We need them to come out.
Mm.
Nah, but honestly, man, anybody, and I mean, we can relate. A lot of boys can relate. They grew up rough, grew up in a tough part of town with nothing. You know what I mean? People with, you know, a single parent. For someone to go through what they went through, like he's seen the worst, and now he's reaping the rewards.
Good on him.
Just going through it, working hard, and getting involved with something that he loves. And
100%.
bro, he didn't give up, man.
You know what? We'll
Never
let the
give up.
audience. We'll let the audience decide the rest, eh?
Yeah,
Guys,
that's it.
enjoy the pod with Nathan Patterson.
Cracker pod, guys. You're gonna love it. I enjoyed every minute of it. Make sure you like, subscribe,
and hit that bell notification for us. Enjoy, guys.
Peace.
Nathan, welcome, bro.
Thanks
for coming, bro. I really appreciate it, man.
No worries, mate.
SG, that's Nathan. Jesse, that's your friend?
Yeah, Jesse Kelly.
No worries, man.
Nice to meet you, boys.
You too, mate.
You're exploding on the social media platform, man. We see you everywhere.
Yeah,
it's good.
man.
It's a
Yeah.
very positive message, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just something that I just started to do after I got into my art.
Yeah.
So I was with my art for a while, and I didn't want people, because you know when you come out of jail and you've done crime and shit, you get that sort of stigma over you, and you think people that judge you all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got out and I didn't want anyone to know I was from jail. I didn't put photos of myself up. I just kept it like hidden from everyone. Then when I started to get into a few galleries, I'd have to do some appearances and stuff. And just by looking at me, like I'm covered in jail tattoos, obviously. So then people would look at me and go, bro, what's your story, you know? And the paintings, if you see the paintings too, you probably wouldn't relate them to me until maybe you've met me and you see me act like a kid and shit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I started doing that, and then boys were like, oh, you got to get on podcasts and tell your story, you can help other people. So that's when I started, all right, let's do this, let's get on social media, let's have a go, because if I can help other people after everything that I've done in my past, then I should, you know, because I got a lot of bad karma from that shit, so I want to turn that around and create good karma, be a good role model for my children.
Tell us a bit about yourself, bro. Give us a little bit of an introduction, bro.
All right, so I'm I grew up in Guildford, Maryland, Sydney's West. Just was in gangs and shit my whole life, like a lot of Asian gangs back then, in the late 90s and shit. So I started hanging around them. Travelled around with them, cashing checks, doing a lot of fraud and gang fights. There was a lot of violence around. Started going to jail when I was just turned 19, or just before I was 18, started going to jail. Got a few years, got quickly adapted to being in jail. And from the area I was from, you just see a lot of people in jail. So it's like I just sort of thought it was normal, you know, that maybe I belong here or whatever, because then you get out and you get a few tattoos inside and shit. You get out and you sort of got this paranoia over you too, that everyone thinks or knows that you've just been to jail. So then I just got sort of stuck in that life, you know, and it was normal to me, and it was just something that, I don't know, I just thought that it was made for me, or that's who I was or who I had to be, because I was never going to be accepted outside of that. Eventually, after a few years, you know, it took me a long time to mature, but I found art inside jail, started painting, and just fell in love with it straight away. And then I realised, you know what, like fuck this shit, fuck what anyone thinks. Like, I just want to, like, it's my life, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to live this life on my terms, not what I think other people think, or what people think I should do, or just because of what area I'm from, or because what I've done in my past, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just got into that, and I thought, fuck, I'm just going to make it, you know?
Nice. We're gonna get into this then, man.
Respect, bro. Well done.
Respect.
Really good, man.
We're gonna break these stages down, man. You wanna
Yeah.
you wanna ask anything?
How was your childhood, man?
So childhood was it was a little bit tough. I had I played rugby league when I was younger. A little bit of boxing. My dad was a good or he played a lot of rugby league. He was a selector for Parramatta Eels as well. So he was really into like league and shit. So I got into that. Yeah, he broke up with my mum when I was 10, I think. So he moved down. You know, they had a bad relationship or whatever. So once he was gone, I sort of had I was the oldest boy. There was me, my little brother, and then I had two older sisters and a mum. So I sort of took on that role as like the protector, even though I was only 10. I had that in my head that I was like, it was on me now to be the man in the house. Yeah, it sort of led me into that, you know, trying to be tough and trying to make sure no one gets hurt. I'm protective, like I've got a protective nature too. So yeah, that's sort of we lived in Guildford, then Wentworthville, went to Guildford West Primary School. Got in trouble a lot after my dad left. They tried to send me to counselling and stuff, but I just didn't relate to them. You know, these are just people that have been to schools and shit, you know. I didn't really have any like proper role model that had been in trouble or that understood what I was going through. I had problems dealing with my emotions, had problems with communication, and just didn't what do you call it, like work at school.
Yeah.
Didn't do any work.
Yep.
Always on detention. Got to high school and just went further downhill. Went to Marylands High.
Was that like a part, like, because the family broke up, like your parents broke up at a young age for you? Did that affect you at that time?
Yeah.
And then you thought you had to be the protector of the house, and
Yeah.
you didn't know how to be that because it wasn't was there a male role model in your life at that time?
Nah. So my mum never got a boyfriend or never got anyone. She just worked and looked after us. She had 4 kids to look after.
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Respect to your
Respect for
mum.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
fucking oath.
100%.
You don't get a lot of women like that, do you?
Nah. Like, yeah, some women would go try to find a boyfriend or whatever. She never did. It was just, she just worked, always working and taking us to sports and stuff. But I sort of quit sports after a couple of years. Like, my dad was never there and stuff. So I was like, my dad was like my superhero. So it was like I looked up to him so much that that's what affected me the most, not having him there, because that's who I was always out to impress.
Oh, that's interesting, man. Yeah. Did you get to meet your dad or anything? You don't have to answer it. Like, was there a relationship with your dad?
So there sort of was. He'd rock up every now and then and take me to boxing. That was really the only time I got with him. So any time that he rocked up or I seen his car out the front, I'd be with the kids in the street, and then I'd always run home, you know, hoping he was going to take me to boxing. Or the only other time I got to spend with him was if I got suspended, my mum would send me to work with him. So he'd pick me up and take me to work with him. So I got suspended all the time.
Wow.
And that was the only time I had with him, yeah.
Did he used to train you up and that?
Yeah, like he'd take me to boxing, and even when he'd take me to work, like he sort of got me into weights and stuff too, because he'd do weights in the day and all
That's
that.
why he's such a machine.
It's a chiseled body he's got. Matthew McConaughey. The Australian version. But you said you grew up in Guildford.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's rough.
It's a rough area, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but like as a kid, you don't realise that. You just think that's life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not until you get out of that and look back and think, fuck, you know, like I really could have had it different, you know. There was a lot of Islanders and Lebanese and Asians around. It was a very multicultural area. And I sort of hung around all the other nationalities because, I don't know, like I just didn't get along with the Aussies really. They sort of like, it was like they weren't in gangs and stuff. They weren't being the bad kids and stuff, you know. No. They were sort of living in fear.
Yeah.
But it sort of made me have to like, because of the way my dad was, he was like known as this tough guy and stuff, like from what I heard from him or of him. He never really said it, but everyone would say that to us. So then for me, it's like I had to really stand out. I tried to really stand out with like fighting and all that stuff, like with these boys, you know. Because I never felt like I really fit in anywhere.
How'd you get along with those communities, bro? Were you all right there?
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, always got along well with them. But I still felt the odd one out, you know, because I was just like the little Aussie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that harder to grow up because you thought you were like an outsider in that area where it's dominated by Arabs and Islanders? Did you think you had to prove more?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, to get out there, like
yeah. So definitely, definitely like with blades and fights, and you know, I was always training, and thinking that I had to like level up on other people and all that stuff. Yeah,
Wow.
just
That's
to stand out.
that's where you got your pimp slap, eh? The
What's
pimp
that?
band.
There's no powder on there, is there? You know, like that.
I
movie
did
or
do that once.
Yeah, did
Yeah,
ya?
yeah, yeah,
Seen him do a few of them.
yeah.
So you said you went to jail, bro. How much jail time did you do?
So I did nearly 13 years all up, like in little segments, between the age of like 18, 19 and 36.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was all for like violence, grievous bodily harm and robbery, aggravated robbery, and just fighting really, like fighting at party, fighting when I was drunk, fighting at clubs. My sister's ex-boyfriend, I bashed him. I had the first two main ones were fights at parties, but I got done for all the fights because I was the only one that got arrested. So yeah,
Wow. So you're in and out 13 years.
yeah.
Real. How was it inside?
Like it was a little bit hard at first, but I think my whole life I expected to be in jail.
Yeah.
So you adapt very quickly to it, and I try to tell people that like the most people likely to change from going to jail are the ones that go in for like a month or 2 months at first, because after that you sort of adapt to it, you know, and you don't think, oh, I want to go home and shit, you know. You start to feel like people outside are letting you down and shit like that, and you get close with people inside, and you get comfortable with people inside, and you get your meals handed to you, and you know you have no responsibilities. So you adapt to that, and it becomes easy. So then by the time you get out after doing a few years, especially if it was like your first sentence, you just think, fuck, that was easy, you know? You just got looked after the whole time. Like it is a little bit hard, like when you get a better life outside, but for someone that when they don't teach you anything, they don't give you any education in there to get out with any life skills or job skills or anything,
Yeah.
you just like, fuck, you risk going back in there, you know? And you just like, it's never like, it doesn't matter if you do 1 year or 5 years, as soon as you walk out that gate, it's all behind you. So it's like, it's all gone, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you just learn more from doing a longer time.
Yeah.
It's gone now, you know?
You
Your
forget
future's
about it.
always ahead of you. Yeah.
So you guys have both done time, right?
Yeah.
So that's a question like, when you're going in and out, is there a care factor that you're like, fuck, I'll just go back in? I don't care. Back then, like how it was.
Yeah.
Or was there like, you know what, I've learnt my lesson, fuck that? Or you're like, I don't give a fuck. If I go in, I go in.
It's always the first week or two, I'd always think, fuck, you know, if they just let me out, I won't do anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to fucking give it a go. Yeah. But after that, I don't care, you know? Every time I've been, even outside, like when I'd had like warrants out or I find out there's a warrant out, I just hand myself in. And it's like I'd never go on the run because I wanted it to be over as quick as I could and get back out, you know? You don't want it hanging over your head. I don't want to go on the run for 6 months and then get 2 years, so I have to get out in 2.5 years. Like it's going to be 2 years from the day I hand myself in, so let's do it right now. But I think if I'd never been to jail or only done a short jail sentence, I wouldn't be, you know, I'd be more scared to do that.
Wow. How was it inside? Did you guys have a rough? Did you have a rough, bro?
Nah, that's the problem. We had it pretty easy.
Mate,
Like, yeah.
jail with Nath, like me and him together, like we're jail was so easy, man. Like it was the best jail I ever done was with Nath.
Yeah.
I remember I was off all amenities, and I had nothing in the cell, and Nath give up his TV, everything, to come in with me, and I done the same, you know. Like we're brothers in there, and that's it. You make a brother all day, like it's and then
It's designed like that.
helps you forget the outside.
Yeah.
You know.
The way they treat you, like the screws don't treat you like, you know, remember Tim?
Yeah.
Gallenbergs?
Yeah, Tim
So
Gallenberg,
he was from Belgium, you know, and he'd always say, man, you've got a third world country jail here. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, wow.
And I'd be like, what? We're in Australia, bro. What are you talking about? No, but then I started to, when I got out, I looked at the way they do jail over there and their reoffending rates and all that. And I thought, holy fuck, we're designed like America. You know what I mean? They're just more punishment. But people just get more institutionalized. And the more they make you like that, the more you latch on to friendships and you become like brothers in there, you know, and you rely on each other and you hold on to that because you don't have anything else and you're not getting treated like you need rehabilitation in there. You're getting treated like punishment in there. And you know what I mean? Like you're not worthy and fucking, you know, you need to belong in jail and you do what we say and all that shit, you know? Whereas overseas, they try to rehabilitate you.
Yeah, they
in
try
those
changing
countries.
it so you can...
Jail here is just designed to keep you in. Nothing else. It's just they just want to keep you in the jail, There's no help, nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Cheap labour?
Yeah, cheap labour.
You say it like that, yeah?
Yeah,
Cheap labour.
100%, yeah.
We've spoke about this before.
Blokes are getting $1 a day to
You
work
get a
all
dole
day.
in there.
Like,
You get the dole, $13 a week.
13, yeah. And if you
Something
work,
like
you
that.
might get 18 or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a correctional centre, but they don't do anything to correct
Yeah,
anything. Do they?
Nah,
Not at all.
Does it?
it's just punishment, yeah.
Was there any crazy jail stories? I'm going to have one or something that woke you up or something you're like, fuck, man.
Oh, well, when I
gotta-
got stabbed, that woke me up. Like, definitely. I got stabbed 9 times in the back.
Wow. And what jail was that at?
Goulburn.
Yeah.
So I sort of got set up too there. So we had the screws at Silverwater. They'd locked us in for months and months, and I kept saying to them, "What the fuck are we locked in for? Like, why he's got us locked in? All this shit." They thought I was bringing in all the bupe, which is like a jail drug. They're like, "Oh, you're bringing in all the shit. You're not communicating with anyone." I couldn't mix with anyone. So I was ringing the ombudsman and saying, "Listen, I just want to know what I'm locked in for. I want to go to Segro or I want to be let out of here." Yeah, so the Pippa's come up, 2-star Pippa, and he goes, "Listen, if you ring them one more fucking time, I'm going to send you to Goulburn and we've got intel you're going to get stabbed there." I said, "Oh, okay, sweet." So as soon as I got out, straight to the phone, fucking ring them, right? So what the fuck am I here for? I mean, that's how you get in there, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't understand that. They always run in there like trying to threaten you, you know? But I'm like, but you can't threaten people like this, you know, because
Care factor 0.
Yeah.
You guys don't give a shit.
yeah, we're just gonna do exactly the opposite. We're not fucking scared of you. Like, so then it was like, all right, next day you're on the truck to Goulburn. Got to Goulburn, they're like, "Oh, what yard?" I'm like, "Oh, that one," because I knew that they were gonna stab me. I didn't know. I thought they wouldn't. I thought that they'd buckle or that was just shit. You know, they're just writing these letters and telling people they were gonna stab me and shit. So I was like, put me in that yard, you know.
Plus, you had good mates there.
Yeah, had a couple of good mates. Thought they were.
Yeah.
Walked in. I walked straight up to them. The three that stabbed me, I walked straight up to them like, "Hey boys, what he's doing?" Because I was always a little bit cocky in there, you know. I still had a chip on my shoulder and shit. I was like, "Hey boys," like grin on my face and that. I was thinking, "Fuck, they'll be burning. I'm here," you know. And then they're like, "Hey bro, hey," like this, you know. I'm thinking, what the fuck? All day everyone's going, "Bro, watch out for them," you know. They're saying this and that. I said, "Sweet, bro." So I went and sat in the shower for like 5 or 10 minutes. They didn't come in. Later in the day, a couple of boys gone, "Watch him, bro, watch him." I had to go to the clinic because I burnt my foot the night before I left. So I went over to the clinic. When I went, they walked up to the couple of my mates in there, pulled blades on them and said, "Fucking if you jump in." So they had 3 big, like, they're probably 1.5 inch wide blades, maybe like 6 inches long.
Yeah.
Pulled him out of him and said, if you jump in for him, he's going to jump in for him, right? Like, put it on him right there. When I got back, no one was talking to me. I was like, what the fuck? I did a couple of laps in the middle of the yard and I thought, fuck this, I'm going to go ring my ex-missus. Went to ring her, jumped on the phone, felt like a couple of taps on that side, one on that side. As soon as it happened, I knew because people were putting it in my head all day. I'd never been stabbed before, but I just knew, you know. It wasn't like a forceful, like a punch or anything. It was like bang, bang, bang. And I was like, I turned that way. These two had run into the same spot and fell over each other.
Oh, well.
But when I turned the other way, I didn't know who was there because he ran away too. So they've just gone bang in my back and gone to run, you know. So then I was like, fuck. And the only thing I thought is I didn't know who the other guy was. So I just put my back to the wall, fucking kept my back to the wall, put myself in the corner and just kept looking, you know. They've come running up, going like screaming at me and shit. Going fucking like this, like they were Rambo or something, you know. I've gone to fucking hit one of them. The other one's got me a few more times. The squad got up to the fence, started spraying capsicum spray. As soon as I seen the spray come in, like my adrenaline must have been pumping because the spray didn't affect me. I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel anything. I've gone under the spray so I could still see them, and I think they must have thought I wasn't watching. So they've gone to. I've seen their feet try and run in again. I've jumped up and pretended to throw a kick, like I knew because I'd offered them all out before, and they all knew like I could. I sort of had a name I could fight in there, so I knew as long as I faced them, they wouldn't get me. So I just like kept feinting shit at them, and they've sort of jumped back, and then the squads opened the door, the gate, and they're like, "Just stay there, stay there. We're gonna the clinic's gonna come get you." And the first thing in my head was they're gonna wheel me out in a wheelchair or something. So I was like, "No fucking way, right?" So I stood up, looked at them, and they've all just jumped back like that. I didn't know I was just fucking like covered red, like covered in blood. They got me 9 times, 3 in the back of the head, 1 in the back of each shoulder, and 4 in the back. So 9 all up, yeah. Which one actually hit my spine, and that was what I was most worried about because I've seen someone get hit in the spine before and just not move.
Yeah.
But I walked out, Didn't realise how much blood I was losing because I was standing there thinking, fuck, I'm going to get you cunts, you know, like, in my head still, I'm like, you can't kill me. And they're like, quick, let's go, like trying to hurry me to the clinic. I'm like, nah, I'm sweet, you know.
You pass out, you start feeling a bit.
Nah, I was just walking, like strolling,
Just
like,
the adrenaline.
yeah, thinking I'm killing it. Everyone's looking at me going, fuck, like, I'm a victim, you know. Yeah, I got there and even the nurses were like, mate, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm sweet, you know. And they're like cutting all my clothes off me and shit, like, looking what's wrong with me. Yeah, so that was when I got stabbed. They come and handcuffed me, took me to the hospital. They needed a scanner to see what was wrong with me. So they punctured one lung. When I got to the hospital, I remember they gave me ketamine, which sent me into like a trip. And I was sort of like,
They were tripped you out.
yeah, full trip me out. So like so that I couldn't feel anything too. So I was sort of like spacing out. But then I heard there was two detectives there, and they're like, oh, let him wake up, because every time I'd sort of come out of it, I'd be like, oh, I'm sore, you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't feel anything, but I was like, just wanted that feeling again, that ketamine. And I was like, they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, my shoulder, because I remembered getting hit in the shoulder. I was like, oh, my shoulder. And they're like, oh, okay, but I remember the detective saying, just give him a minute, we want to ask him something. And they've opened the thing and they're like, hey, mate, do you know, they've said two of their names because they didn't know who the other one was at first. They said, do you know these two blokes? I said, oh, yeah, they're my good mates. Just smiled at them. And he's like, I remember he looked at the other detective that was riding. He goes, let's go, you know, and walked out. They give me the ketamine. They put me on the helicopter to Canberra. And then the helicopter, like that noise, like just sent me into this trip, you know. I was like, because I had Buddhist beliefs, I thought that I'd actually died. And like my thoughts were changing every time I'd hear that. So every split second, my thoughts were changing.
Wow.
But I still had like this overthought that I was going through these channels and I was about to come out of a woman, like I was about to have a new mum, you know, like I'm about to be reborn here. Yeah.
Oh, because that's the Buddhist belief, yeah?
Yeah.
You get reincarnated.
Is that like reincarnation?
Yeah. So I was waiting to come out, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Was you
waiting.
scared?
Like, yeah, I wasn't really. Like,
Were you embracing it or were you like, what's going on?
yeah, I was just like,
Just in a trip.
yeah. Like my thoughts were changing every second, but I thought, oh, here we go, you know, what's going to happen? Then the only thing I was worried, I thought, oh my God, I'm about to forget my life. Like I thought I was going to forget everything that happened in that life and start a new one. And I was just like, oh shit, that's gone. And then, woke up in hospital. There were two, it was so weird. There was two, I must have still been a bit out of it because there was two officers there. And I just remember watching them. I thought, oh my God, they're both fried. I just remember that, waking up to that, yeah. I was like, wow, they're fried. Like, just the way they were talking and their faces, I was like, they're munted. Like, what's going on here? Yeah.
It turned out to be the other way around.
That's a mad one, man.
Yeah.
The boys that got him, mate, they were killers. You know, they've stabbed like a few boys, in jail.
Yeah.
So they went there. They were trying.
they're 10.
They would have killed him if they
Yeah.
had the chance. They've done. I don't even know how they're still in a yard with people.
Yeah.
You know, these boys.
thought
He
they
was
were still
lucky.
mixing, yeah.
Very lucky. But Nate's always been like that. He's always been a soldier. You know, he's always at the front of the pack. So yeah, I was worried when I heard about it. Yeah.
You weren't there, right? Were you?
No, I was
He was at Lithgow, yeah.
You were at Lithgow.
Yeah. Because you got straight on the
Filthy.
phone, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and him were always in a crew together. And that's why I sort of separated myself from it. Because after that, they left him with it in the yard, which was just disgusting to me, bro, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And yeah, I was really disappointed. And
Yeah.
I felt for you, man.
Same too. I was just like, fucking, and so much you want to get these people back, but I'm so thankful to them at the same time because they sort of showed me everyone's shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I was sore for a couple of weeks, but it fucking changed my life so much. Like, I found art. I fucking like they opened my eyes to a whole new life, and it's like I went into another dimension with that ketamine. And even though I got off drugs, and I was like, I don't want drugs anymore, and that drug sort of showed me that. And I was like, fuck, man, is this life? Like, there must be a better feeling to life than the life I've been living. You know what I mean? There's something more out there for me. Like, I can fucking do it. And you know what? If the screws are going to put their nose between us so I can't ever get to them, like, I don't care if my mate gets to them because he's never going to do what I want to do to him, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm never going to be satisfied with that anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to get so fucking famous, you cunts are going to be rotting in jail and you're going to see me on TV. I mean, all the fucking time. Like, you're just going to keep hearing my name. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just going to smash you with success. Yeah.
Fuck, that's
Good on
mad,
you, bro.
You know what? I
Yeah,
noticed
bro.
the change in you straight away, bro. Because you come to Lithgow, and I noticed the change in him, but you know, I think it cut you. Hey, like what happened with the boys and that. It cut him, and it
I got
let him down.
depressed, yeah.
And
Is that because you thought there was friends that might have had your back, but they didn't? Is that what you're thinking, or?
No, I don't know if it was that. It was more that I couldn't get to them.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I just fucking wanted to get to them so bad.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted, like, I'm very competitive.
Yeah,
So it's like they won, you know? Like, they got me and I can't get them. Yeah, so I'm like, I've got to find another way to get them. But it's also depressing, you know, that happened to you. I got depressed for a while. I stopped training for a while because I was like, I didn't want people to think I was training for them. Even though I'd trained since I was, like 12 years old. I've trained my whole life. I was like, I'm not going to train because if I run into one of them, like, I'm going to show people I don't need to train for these guys, you know? It was just, like, I was still sort of in that mentality, but it's like art grabbed me, and like as that mentality went away, art brought me up to a new mentality, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, and then eventually art took over, and yeah.
We're gonna get into art, but you said something about addiction. Did you have an addiction?
Yeah, had a lot of addictions. So like so when I was younger, I hated drugs. Always hated needles because I went to school at Canleyvale as well. So around Cabra and that, I'd had needles pulled on me and shit, and I was horrified of them. So I never used a needle, but when I was 16, I remember everyone would always be like, because I'd be all hyper and shit, everyone always thought I was on drugs and shit, and I hated them, you know, because my dad hated them. But then eventually I was just like, oh, fuck, I might as well try it. Everyone thinks I'm on it anyway. So then I tried some weed, and then it just led from there, you know. I was like, well, I've already tried weed, it doesn't matter now. And then I was like gas and MDMA and alcohol. I got such an addictive personality. As soon as I'd have anything, I was like, more, you know. And then it just got worse and worse. And over the years, like anything that I pretty much tried, that's why I haven't tried a vape. Like as I got older, they sort of came out after I realised, fuck, Nathan, you can't try anything new because you're just gonna latch onto it, you know.
Wow.
And eventually I got rid of everything, you know. Even the weed, I still sort of had an issue with it until last year. And the cigarettes, I just got rid of them. But now it's like, yeah, so much. Like, I didn't want to live life in a cloud, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I live life in a cloud too much. Like, I want to experience life properly and I want to be a good example for my children. And yeah, but I had addiction for a long time. Ice, had a bad ice addiction for a few years there.
Was that inside as well, or was that outside?
Yeah. So I was actually on the ice when I first started painting.
Wow.
That was I got some photos. You can probably put them up.
We're gonna put them up and
Yeah,
show them.
yeah.
100%.
I had a camera. I had a phone, like camera phone. So I've got photos of my first paintings too, which are pretty terrible. But yeah,
I thought you've always been a good painter, bro. Like from the get go.
I've seen it, man. It's very.
I've seen some paintings too. Yeah,
some interesting stuff.
it's
man.
very interesting. It is.
The new stuff's mad.
Yeah.
Like the original stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I only did dots because I didn't know how to use the brush.
He can even tattoo. He's tattooed me.
Yeah.
He's good at everything.
Did
He's
a
good at
lot more
drawing
tattoos,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, mate. But with that addiction,
How'd you overcome that?
So
Was it hard? Was it a battle to overcome?
oh, it was,
or-
yeah, 100%. So weed was probably the hardest one for me. Ice sort of, the thing with ice is you don't really have a withdrawal from it. You just sort of sleep it off, you know. You feel a bit moody, but because I was in jail and it would come and go, once I had a period of when it was gone, I just sort of forgot about it. I didn't try and get it. I had art and I was happy to like paint every night in the cell.
when did that painting? Was that after the stabbing incident? You started getting into painting,
It was only a couple of weeks after.
and you still had those addictions, but that was like a bit of a
Yeah.
for you. Was it something that was passion, or was it like an
It was
escape from
that
something?
I
You
got
were escaping.
more addicted to the art.
Yeah.
It was like I made my own world. Like I was making my own little worlds, like in the paintings. And I still get that at home, like in the studio. Like I'll be painting and it's like I just surround myself with this, you know. I don't know if it's like my childhood and stuff, but it's like that when I paint, it's something that I don't know what I'm going to paint. I don't do drafts. I just paint and it sort of sucks me in. And sometimes I'll see it afterwards why I painted things. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the painting sort of
Takes you away. It
Yeah.
just takes
takes me,
sucks
yeah.
you in, and
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
free flow.
yeah.
When did you
That's
start?
interesting.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
interesting.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
When did you start taking it serious?
So I don't know, I painted for maybe 6 months or something, and then I thought, you know what, like I was getting better and better.
He had a full collection.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I had
Was that
heaps,
while
eh?
you were in jail as well?
Yeah, because I'd paint every night. Like every night I'd paint. There was like, for 2 years I still had left, around 2 years, I painted every single night. Sometimes 2-3 paintings a night, and it was just compulsive, and I just thought, you know, I just have to put the hours in and keep trying and get used to the brush, and eventually I'm going to be a good painter, you know, but because I didn't have access to Google, which would have, you know, when I got out, I had access to Google, which told me I was like a 1% chance to get into a gallery, and then I was like a 1% chance of that to actually make it on the world stage, you know. So it was like,
Wow.
it's like a percent of a percent, you know.
Far out.
Wow,
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah.
That's like 0.5%.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. I see the paintings he done in jail, and I think that like they were hectic paintings. And I see the paintings now, and I think, how can he sell them ones but not the ones in jail though? I thought the ones in jail that he done was better. But the ones he's selling now, like they're eccentric, I think. That's what I And
They're more expressive now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've got a shitload of paintings of Napes. I love them, man.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking.
What were these jail paintings? Were they more like anger coming out, or just imagination? However,
So there was a lot of animals. I always painted animals. I always loved animals, so I always painted animals. But a lot of them are like faces, but like warped faces. too.
Elefante.
Yeah. The
Elefante.
yeah.
Who's that?
The elephant. First elephant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Elefante.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Wow.
how'd the art take off? Like, how did you actually like? How did it get out? When did it explode for you?
Oh, so I got out. I had like months. You know, I was trying to get a job actually because everyone's like, oh, you know, you need to work this and that, and I was like, fuck, you know, I'm my oldest daughter. I just got to be a good person, and maybe she'll come back into my life and whatever, you know. But I at least have to try. And then I got into a competition because I was like, I've got to enter art competition. I just got to get my art in front of eyes, you know. I got into a competition. I looked, and every artist in there had been, like I actually Googled them all. They were all with galleries, or they'd all been to art school and stuff like that. I thought, fuck, I must have something here because I'm the only one in here that's like pretty much an amateur, you know. Yeah. 3 months later, I think I sold my first painting for $80. Took me 3 months. After that, a few months later, it took me to sell one online, and about a year and a half later, I started doing something. What I'd done was I was sort of painting for other people. I used to Google like, oh, what do other people buy? What's the most popular type of painting? What's the most popular style? What's the most popular colour? And all that. Just trying to sell paintings, you know, but it wasn't me. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go look in my book. And I had these books from jail, and they just had all these stuff written in them, like ideas to paint. And I think it was like the cards, the playing cards.
Yep.
And the unicorn I did first, like a fake unicorn. So it was like a crackhead trying to sell a horse as a unicorn. So that's why it's got the strap on it and that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, imagine a crackhead tried to sell a horse as a unicorn, you know? So that's what I did. I was like, that one. Yeah, so there's a lot of humour in them.
Bro, that's cracker, that one.
Yeah,
man.
and the queen of hearts and that, because I was always like, it was always the hearts, because the hearts are Trump in 41.
Yeah.
They're like the main
That's
cards,
right.
you know? So yeah, I was always like doing the king and queen of hearts and that. But I advertised them in Asia because I was like, oh, this is the style they like over there.
Yeah.
And this one gallery just like contacted me. He's like, oh, bro, rah, you want to sell these and stuff? I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. He goes, can I represent you? I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to pay for shipping and stuff, but that's all right. You know, this is like a little break. He just bought them all off me. He's like, no, I'll buy them. And I was like, holy shit, he wants to buy them all. And I'm like, mad, let's go. I didn't know, but this gallery was like really well known, and a lot of other galleries look to this gallery for people that he picks up. He's made a few people famous.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, holy shit. So then, like within months, I just had galleries after galleries contacting me. Can we get your work? Can we get your work? Can we get your work?
Fuck.
And this started getting like spreading around the world.
Yeah. Wow. And it was just because I did them paintings, and I did them like a kid because I didn't I've always been a big kid, just
Yeah,
like it's
yes.
just like, yeah, and I like that energy of being a kid.
Yeah.
And I like the freedom in it and the imagination of kids and stuff. Like, I'm always attracted to, even my little girls now, I always look into their drawings for inspiration rather than like some famous artist. Like, I look at their stuff. Yeah.
See, that's an advantage, bro. Because when you have that mentality, see, your imagination never went. Because when you're a kid, your imagination's huge. As you get older, you really can't fucking, you know what I mean? So for you to,
you stop really aiming for the stars.
you stop having that imagination. So for you to keep that, it's pretty rare,
Hey,
man.
he's always been very positive, but too.
Yeah.
He's got a very positive outlook on life, Nave. It's
Yeah.
good.
Far out, man.
Fuck,
Good
that's,
vibe, man.
that's very inspiring, that story, bro.
You know what I know?
Honestly.
So obviously after that incident, is that what inspired you to do the art, right?
Nah, I just had crack on me. I was like, I'm gonna be bored, and that was like a fluke, you know. It's just like, but it all lined up. I was in a bad place. I had a heap of ice and shit, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be awake all night. They just took my pencils at reception.
You never painted before that either, eh? Sorry.
I did in school, but I hated it. Like, I hated it because I couldn't control it. Like, I could with a pencil. Like, I could draw. I could always draw and stuff.
So it's like random.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, this dude's painting the thing. He goes, oh, bro, they're going to take the paint off me. I'm like, bro, just give me some. Like, fuck. Then he's like, all right, please don't get caught with them because they'll take them off. They won't let me paint. I'm like, yeah, sweet, bro, just give them to me. Then he's given them to me. I actually painted the notice board in the cell. Like, I didn't even hide it. Like, it was on the wall.
He's a freak at it. Yeah. Freak.
I was like, yeah.
Far out, man.
I was like, I just had to have it, you know. But it was from that first dot, literally the first dot, because I'd been drawing and colouring. When I put the paint down, it's like the colour just sucked me in. And like, my favourite colour is green, and it was always green. And I know a lot of people go inside and they're like, oh, I hate green now, you know. But I was still like, bro, they're not taking that from me. They're not taking nothing from me. Yeah. So green was still my favourite. So as soon as I put that green dot down, I was like, fuck, like, yeah, I just got sucked straight in, you know.
Wow, man. That's actually crazy. So now, with your art taken off, would you tell us a bit about that? Like, what was it around the world? You're getting approached from what? Like exhibitions? What's the how'd that come about? Did they just contact you and go, listen, we like your art, or
yeah, they'd
like to buy it
message
from you,
me and ask me, oh, have you got representation in this country, like in their countries? And I'd be like, oh, no, and then I'd talk to them and ask them, and eventually I started, like, at first I jumped at a few of them, and then I was like, fuck, I'm getting so many. I sort of got to look into their galleries, make sure they're good galleries and stuff. So now, like, I'm just with all good galleries, and they just approached me. I did try to approach a lot of galleries, like easily 1,000 galleries probably.
Wow.
I'd go online and I'd just Google galleries in Texas or galleries in New York and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And the list of 100 galleries would come up. I'd get every email, put it on a like an email, and then just send them all my work, and no one would reply to me. And I was like, shit. But it wasn't until I painted what I wanted to paint and sort of had the balls to put it out there. Because to paint like a kid as an adult, like, a lot of people would like to do that, but they don't want to put it out there. They care what people think. But I was like, I don't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I like. This is me. Like, this is going out there, you know. As soon as I put it out there, everyone was just like, fuck, that's hectic, bro. That's hectic, you know. And they all just jumped on it.
What's some of the countries you're...
So, like, I'm on every continent except Antarctica. But
are you planning to go on that one as well?
Yeah. On the alien base. No.
The flat Earth? Yeah, the flat Earth.
The ice wall.
Yeah, the ice wall.
Paint the ice wall. Paint the ice wall.
Yeah, mural. But yeah, mate, like Taiwan, Korea, Hong Kong, China, South Africa, America, Spain, Australia.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Good on you, bro.
That's amazing.
Israel,
bro.
Lebanon.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even Lebanon.
Yeah, even
Lebanon,
Lebanon, bro.
Baby, I've had a solo
Wow.
there, yeah.
Just make sure it doesn't get number dropped, man.
Yeah.
They'll be selling fakes there now.
Yeah.
Is that for sale? Like, is that stuff that you're selling, or is that like an exhibition? Or
No,
so you're selling
they've
them?
all got. They've always got works there of mine, but then I've had exhibitions in a couple in Taiwan, Korea, America, Australia, Beirut, Spain.
Wow.
Had exhibition solos in all of them. I've been in Sotheby's and Christie's auction houses.
Wow.
Which is like, for someone that doesn't know, like, they're the two biggest auction houses in the world, and they won't take anyone that's not a known artist or like a famous artist, what they'd consider a famous artist. So just for them to accept your work is pretty like hectic.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah.
It's like a top club.
Yeah.
Hey, is that fetching good coin? That's one of the...
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah. So average probably 10 grand for a painting.
Wow, bro, good on you, man.
Yeah.
It's mad. That's
Respect to that, man.
100%.
That's a hustle,
Yeah.
man.
that's
So it's something you love.
$80 to 10
Bro,
grand.
$80, 10 grand is big
Yeah,
jump, bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Not
something
just
you love.
that.
Yeah.
It's something that you like.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
You know when you started making that money, when you
Yeah.
got your first big paycheck, did you ever think, fuck, I fucking started this in jail
Coming
Yeah.
from
when I was
nothing.
on from nothing,
Yeah.
and I was a bit on
Yeah.
the, like I was intoxicated, I was on drugs, and then it was just a fucking pencil. I'm like, just give me some of this, and then you fucking
Yeah.
you're everywhere around the world.
See,
Have you ever
just from
thought about
that,
the
just
going,
from that
man?
fucking green dot, like that one green dot, you know?
Yeah.
It just like went,
fuck. That's crazy.
yeah.
Did you ever think about it like that? Just going, fuck,
Nah.
man.
But you know what? When I did it, and I thought, eventually I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna be fucking famous at art, and like I sort of get that mentality that I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna fucking knock on, like if I have to knock down 1,000 doors to get there, I'm gonna do it. You know, if I have to knock down 10,000, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get up every day and make sure I knock down a fucking door until I find that door. You know. And I'm just gonna make it, yeah.
Fuck, you found more than one door, man.
Yeah,
You
bro.
found fucking all over the world. Fuck, there's doors everywhere now, man.
Is it about the money for you? It's not a.
Nah, it was at first, but then it was like, before I even started doing social media and stuff, it was like, I was selling stuff and people were contacting me without even knowing who I was, and they're going, fuck, your art's so inspiring, you're an inspiration, like you motivate me. I started painting, getting paintings sent, like kids and that would paint my paintings. Schools would like have a subject on me and they'd all paint my paintings and stuff. I was like, fuck, this is mad, you know, like at first when you need money, it's like, yeah, but then when you don't need the money, it's like, fuck, who cares about the money? Like, this is so good, you know, like.
That's how you started,
it's
right?
the
Yeah.
love. It's the love
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
the love.
It's the passion.
But I
Yeah.
think if the passion wasn't there to begin with, you wouldn't have gotten this far.
Nah, like they
You know
wouldn't
what I
come
mean?
out like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you weren't chasing the money, man.
Because you're actually
Nah.
literally putting yourself in that painting.
Yeah.
Do you know what
So
I mean?
It wasn't, yeah, I was, took me 3 months to get $80 off one, so it wasn't about the money, it was just like,
Yeah.
I love it, I want it, like this is what I want, you know, and I tell people that a lot, and they're like, bro, how did you become successful? I'm like, it can happen for anyone in any field, but you need to love what you're doing, you know?
You have to, man.
When you
Say, yeah.
when you've had nothing, like been a criminal all your life, and then you find a talent like that, it's
Yeah.
like it's got to be exciting for you. Eh? That's,
Oh,
that's
fuck
what
yeah.
it probably was. Yeah.
It's like a flip, like,
Did you ever think now, because how long has it been you haven't been to jail?
since 2019. Yeah, I did a couple of months last year for some shit, but it was dropped. So I just that's because of my record.
Yeah.
So I just yeah.
That's a different
So
story.
I don't accept it. Like I'm like, from stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But your mentality it's different. So
Yeah.
literally 4 years ago,
Yeah.
that's when
yeah.
I think.
Like that's when it all changed. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Now you're here flying around,
That's,
mate.
I'm just like, I'm dad. I'm an artist. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably one of the most important things for your kids. You have kids, right?
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah.
2, 3.
I got two girls that are like mine, and then we got another 3 girls, so 5 girls. Yeah.
And they all look up to you now.
Yeah.
How's that feeling?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
Priceless, eh?
Yeah.
You're like the superhero?
Yeah. Like I feel like that. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, because you're so protective, and it brings that out in you too as a man.
100%.
Having girls, like, you know, you just
The
like.
daughters, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit different when you got the girls,
Yeah.
eh? When you got a son, you probably push him around a bit, say, get up, fucking stop crying, you know what I mean? But with girls, they're girls, man. You got to be
Yeah.
soft with them.
Yeah.
I've seen him dress up as
100%.
Yeah.
I've seen him dress up as a unicorn and everything for his daughter. You know.
Yeah.
He goes on with it.
No, good on you,
I'll tell
man.
you from experience too, man. It's a good thing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Kids are inspiration.
Yeah.
Nah, that's awesome, bro. That's really good.
So now, like, was there anything that haunts you from your past, bro? Was there any affiliations you had in jail that you think about or anything like that? You don't have to answer it. I just thought maybe.
No, also like people ask
Did you
that a lot.
roll? Were you more like a lone wolf?
Nah.
Or you hear there was a cruise or whatever, stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, like I'd always been in gangs, but it's just like the things I regret, I think, was before I turned Buddhist, like with my past.
I was going to bring that up as well.
Yeah, because before that it was like when I was young, it's sort of like the public were involved with my crimes. You know what I mean? Like I do crimes, and it's sort of sometimes it'd be on the public and stuff. And then after I turned Buddhist, I sort of had this mentality that I'd only do stuff to criminals or criminals that I thought had done wrong and stuff. But even though, like, you know, like that's not up to me to give out karma, it's still like they signed up for it as well, you know? So I still had that mentality. But I feel like it wouldn't make me the person I am now, and I wouldn't be able to help as many people as I do if I hadn't experienced all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't have that mentality that they had, and I wouldn't understand people like that, you know. So now I can actually help people that have had that mentality because I know what they're thinking. I know how they're feeling.
Were you always Buddhist?
Nah.
What were you before?
So I
Was it
sort
you
of
just by name, or just you really didn't?
yeah. I think like I've got a cross on my leg, but I didn't
Yeah.
really. I never went to church or anything. I just what people say, you know.
Yeah,
So I never
fair
really
enough.
looked into it. Never read the
Yeah.
Bible or anything. And then
What
it
you're
was
born
just
into,
like,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I had a cellmate who was he used to be a Buddhist monk actually over in
Meng.
Thailand. Yeah, Meng. So he was he started teaching me about Buddhism, and then I was like, I said, oh fuck, you know, like this is stuff that it's stuff that just related to me and stuff that I always thought like about energy and karma and all that stuff. So that like that's when I really got into it, and I was like, fuck, you know what? I'm actually like this is what I believe in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to Japan last year.
Yeah.
And learn a bit about they have this type of Buddhism, Shinto Buddhism sort of stuff, where it's sort of like Buddhism, but it's like you put it, you know you got to put in the effort for it, you know.
Okay.
It's like a little twist on it. So yeah, I really like that.
And you became a Buddhist inside?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you start implementing it straight away, or pretty like more
Nah.
as you got out? You're like,
So the
I'm gonna
most
start
time
getting more
I
stricter and
implemented,
stricter.
I sort of believed in it and learned a bit off him, but I think when I went to the gang unit in 2008, I used to get the monk to come there, and that's when I sort of like started. I'd actually meditate and do all that stuff and really got into it, and sort of thought, yeah, like started trying to change my thought patterns and that, and then I'd gotten out and just had a bad relationship and stuff, and sort of fell out of it. Didn't like practice any of it.
Yep.
I was out for actually the longest time then in that whole period, which was 3 years, 8 months after like doing that stuff. And then I got out from that and got on the ice and stuff. And it wasn't until I went back and found art and that I thought, you know what, I've got to start practicing this Buddhism again and start, you know, thinking about like my actions and karma and all that stuff. And yeah.
That make you more spiritual? Did that help you with the paintings as well?
Yeah, I think
Because you're
so,
getting
yeah.
more devoted to your faith, like Buddhist.
Yeah,
you're
because
thinking-
it's a lot about energy, and like my paintings, a lot of people see them online. They're like, "Oh, that's cool," you know. But I'm always like, "Oh, you got to see them in real life because they have an energy about them." You know, there's like, I only paint when I have good energy because it has to come off the canvas like that. And I noticed it when I'm at art fairs or exhibitions. People will walk in and you know they'll get a big smile on their face as soon as they walk in. Like they feel what I'm putting down. You know, like what's on the canvas.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, man.
yeah.
And now are you like, you go to the temple, you're...
Oh no, I don't go to the temple, like unless there was one around. But yeah, I definitely live my life more that way. You know, like think about my actions and think about what I'm doing and think about the karma and think about like you know, keeping the positive energy and attracting the positive energy and yeah.
Okay.
Wow, man.
Interesting, yeah, man. Very interesting
Very
life,
interesting,
man.
man. You got any new projects coming up, bro?
I just sent some stuff to China, which I haven't been in China before, so that's interesting. But yeah, I started doing some more social stuff and trying to spread a positive message for especially for the youths like of today. Not only the youths, but more so even the people that are our age, you know, like a bit older that have lived that life and haven't got out of that life. And, you know, like I turned it around very quickly and so has Jesse, you know, like Jesse
Respect
works
to your
now.
boys for that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
thank you.
Big
It's not
respect.
easy to turn around like that.
No, it's not.
And some people give up when they get old. They think this is all I know, but fuck, it doesn't take long, you know. It's just dedication, fucking keep yourself busy, keep yourself like focused on the right things, and it'll turn around before you know it. Yeah, like you don't have to be a kid still to turn it around, you know. But obviously, the sooner you do it, the better. Yeah.
Do you
you
think
don't
do you think somebody like that would need some sort of inspiration? Like you know how you found art,
Yeah.
and that kind of took you away from you know
Yeah.
the way you were living your life. Do you think people need that sort of inspiration? It doesn't have to be art, but something
Yeah.
that they love doing
Yeah.
to actually pull them and drag them away from what
I think they do, yeah. I think that even inside, with people like that, they should have more options available for people. You know what I mean? Like, they've got a couple of things in some camps and stuff, you know, like not in Maxo, and like we spent most of our time in Maxo, so we never got to do education, never got any of that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody needs something to fight for. You know,
Yeah,
that's
like,
what it is.
The more doors they have, the more
Yeah.
chance they're gonna open one of them doors and go, fuck, you know what? This is fucking mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have nothing, you know, when you get out of jail then you got nothing to lose, then do you? Like, and that's the mentality they already went in with. So they're gonna get out with that same mentality.
Yeah.
Or worse.
If they get a little bit of, you know what I mean. So
Sometimes it's a dream too, like a dream, just the focus on that good thing, you know, like just something positive, like that art was for me. It's just the focus on that, you know, and that was so much better than what I was living, and that was hope, you know. I had the hope and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, for social media, what's your main? Is it more for the art you do social media, or it's?
So no, I just
And why'd you start? Like, what was the thing that made you like, fuck, I'm gonna go on social media and just say how it is?
All right, so I went and gave a talk at the Art Gallery of Western Australia the other year. I was in a portrait prize there, and then everyone was like, you know, because what I did was I went to write it, and I thought, you know what, I'm not the type of person that writes shit out and reads from a fucking letter. I'll just say what I feel.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck what people think, you know.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
if
Speak your
this is
mind.
me or it's not me, you know, you like me or you don't like me, like whatever. So I just spoke, you know, and then everyone was like, I even fucking had a few tears there and that, because I spoke about my dad and shit, and they were like, shit, man, you got to get on the you got to get on a podcast. And I jumped on a podcast. He did a podcast with me. A few months later, Russell that just passed, Mansa.
Yeah.
He rang me up and he said, bro, I think he watched the podcast or someone told him Nathan's doing heaps well. So he actually got me into it and taught me like TikTok and all that. He goes, bro, you just get your message on there and do all this. He goes, sometimes, you know, you can't just hit them with a positive message because people don't like that. You got to show them that they relate to you, you know. So you sort of have to tell some of your stories.
Some stories, yeah.
Yeah, so that they know that how you were to where you are now.
That change.
Yeah.
It's possible for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just how it is. But especially the youth, they look at, well, who the fuck are you telling me how to live my life? You don't know. You haven't walked in my shoes.
Yeah, especially if it's some bloke that's just been in an office job or like, you know, his whole life in like North
100%.
Sydney, and he hasn't done nothing his whole life. They're going to be like, who's
Read a
this
few
clown?
books at uni, like
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But that's the mentality, bro.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, when you were growing up, someone tried to talk sense into you or whatever, and get you to turn your life around. You look at them and go, okay, well, fucking, what's this cunt know?
Yeah, what do you know?
I mean?
Who are you?
Yeah,
Like,
but fucking,
you don't understand what I'm going through. Like, you don't
100%,
understand any of it.
bro,
Yeah,
I think especially for guys, bro, you know, if guys don't go through that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's like a male figure that's older than them, that's been through the trenches, sometimes they
look
wake
up to
up,
him.
man. Yeah,
They look
fucking
up to him, yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Especially when you're going to tell a story about like you being stabbed and that, you know what I mean? That's no joke, you know?
yeah, it's no joke. Like just one little to the left, to the right, 1 inch here, 1 inch there, bro.
You'll be
You're
paralysed.
Bro, I've
you
got
can
to
never
say,
walk,
bro, you're
you're
a
dead.
fucking soldier straight out, bro.
Yeah, straight out, man. That's crazy. I'm more surprised about him just walking normal, you know, like that movie Snatch.
Yeah, bro.
he just
Fucking
fucking
hard
goes
cunt,
in
eh?
the yeah, man.
Well, I had like revenge in my head straight away. I was just like, bro, I was like, you just can't kill me. But
Nate's always been the type of bloke who walk in the yard and go, that's it, I'm fucking running the show now, you know what I mean? He's always been that bloke, you know? And boys didn't, you know, either liked it or you hated it, you know?
But that's how you got to be inside, right?
yeah.
You can't
Sort
be.
of, you do, yeah. And some people say, I did a podcast the other day and with Antoinette Latouche, do you know who she is?
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, so I did her podcast. We went to school together, but she said the same sort of thing. She brought up one of my TikToks where I was like, "Oh, if you go into jail, like, don't go to jail. But if you absolutely must, like, absolutely are going, you know, you've already committed the crime and you're going to court, and you know they're going to send you there." I was saying to learn how to fight, do Muay Thai or something. She's going, "Why would you teach someone that?" I said, "It's not that I'm teaching them that." I said, "It's not. You don't play by the rules in there like outside. You can't just run to the screws office and tell on someone. You get a bunch of holes put in you." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I said, it's a different story. I said, you're better off fighting one time and letting people know that you will fight and you can fight than getting bashed 100 times over and getting all your buy-up taken. And, you know, you're just going to be a continuous victim because criminals love that. You know what I mean? Every
100%.
criminal loves an easy mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have anyone inside be a victim of that? Like, was there anybody inside when you were in there? Was there anybody that was a victim of that type of bullying?
I just kept getting bullied or bashed.
Yeah, just kept getting put on.
Because sometimes they'd like some people just have a little attitude, you know. And if you got a little attitude and you can't back it up with your hands,
Them slap.
yeah, they're just gonna get slapped, and the next bloke and the next bloke, and some blokes too, they'll sort of feed off that. So if say your mate, you know, he's known like he's hectic or whatever, he bashes someone, then the next guy down, you know what I mean? Like his little offside is going to be like picking on that guy all the time. Then he's offside, you know, because they see them do it. They know they're not going to fight back because of him, and it just goes down the ladder, and people will just keep coming for you. And if they know you got money too, and there's no drugs around, and you can pay for money, and you've sent money for drugs, that's why I tell people don't pay for shit, because as soon as people know you got money, you might think you're making friends, but as soon as you don't pay for their shit, like they're just going to turn on you. There's so many people that addicts comes first for them in there. So it's just like, they'll turn on anyone in there.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's so, it's not like living out here, you know. So like if you were to go in there, like absolute must, like obviously, you know, don't go in there. And another thing I tell people is like, if you commit crimes, you know what I mean? Like some people think, oh, I just won't go there. Everybody who goes to jail doesn't think they're going there when they commit their crime, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like no one thinks, oh, fuck, I'm going to get 2 years for this, let's go. You know, like, they all think they're getting away with it. Yeah.
Far real. What's the advice for those guys that are going to go in? Just
Fuck, yeah.
don't go in?
Yeah, don't go in first of all. Don't commit the crimes,
That's number one.
First one, eh?
That's number one, yeah.
That's number one.
Don't gamble, don't take drugs, you know? Like detox before you go in there or whatever, you know, train, stay healthy. You know, people usually won't pick on someone that trains all the time either. You know, they'll look for their mark, you know, and usually it's the people that look for marks are usually the ones on drugs that need drugs, that want drugs, that have that addiction, and they need to pay for them somehow. So they're always going to look to the other people that are on drugs that can pay for them.
And that's a big problem inside, eh?
100%, yeah.
That's still...
Yeah. It's just getting worse.
It's only getting worse, eh?
Yeah.
It's amazing knowing that it's jail.
Yeah.
And you can still get everything in there.
Yeah.
Far out, man.
Well, the more... It's a funny thing, like, they think the more they take away things, they're like, oh, we've got them this way or that way, you know. The more expensive things get, the more likely the officers will be corrupted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone has a price, like,
100%.
So if things get too expensive, then the more likely a screw's going to be like, yeah, sweet, because now the price has gone way up.
Yeah.
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 Now that you guys have been out for a long time,
Yeah.
could you guys ever see yourselves go back in, ever?
Nah.
Look,
Some
you
people
don't
don't
know
like
what
to
your future
say
holds,
that.
but like, you know, like anything can happen with family and stuff like that. You don't see each other.
Apart
I
from
don't
the
see each other
family
in the
stuff, because
future.
family
There's
is
people in there. There's
a zone
thing-
where you could probably lose control. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
But
I
anything
don't
else?
think I will. Nah. No way. Like, it's very hard, you know, because after living that life for so long, you know, you can still, like, you know, something can happen or you know, because of your record, you can just go back in. But people don't like to say that in there. They think it's a bad luck thing. Like writing your name on the wall, you'll be back to wash it off, you know, that's what they say. And if you say you won't be back, you'll always be back.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask something?
Just a message to the youth, man, to the younger guys. The younger guys.
You guys have both been in jail.
Yep.
You know, what's something to the youth? Because these guys are cowboys now, man.
Yeah.
It's getting crazier and crazier.
It is, man. Especially
There's no
the-
respect.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when I was growing up, if someone had 5, 6, 7 years on me, I could muck around with them.
Yeah.
But still, I'd keep my
You got your
line in
boundaries.
check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy's like an older brother. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
respect, yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that anymore, bro.
Nah.
They don't care.
They're all out to prove themselves, prove a name. But you know why? As soon as you get locked up, everyone out there's gonna forget about you. You might think, oh fuck, nah, bro, we're close. You're gonna have a new 5'8" inside. You know what I mean? But them years of your life are so fucking valuable. You could get out and get hit by a bus, you know, and you just wasted all them. Like every day, every week, every fucking hour is so valuable in life. And so many people say it that are older, you know, like, fuck, you don't understand how quick it does. It just goes like that, you know?
Fucking oath it
And
does.
it's fucking great. Like, I regret so much all them years I gave up because, like, I want them all back now, you know? I want every fucking
Yeah,
day I
I'm
can on
same.
this earth, you know? And I want all the positive energy and I want all the good, you know? You want to leave a good mark on the earth, you know? For yourself, your family. Like, everyone has family and your future family, you know? You want to be that good person. And it sometimes takes, like, the balls to fucking be different and be yourself and have the balls not to fucking, impress everyone else. Like, so I used to be like that. Oh, fuck, they're going to think I'm a pussy. They're going to think this. Like, who gives a fuck what they think? You know what I mean? I hope they think I'm a pussy and I walk away, because that even shows how much more of a backbone I have, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That's
That's fucking
really,
interesting,
really,
mate. You're an
good
interesting
advice,
guy. Fucking hell.
Very good advice.
But that's how
bro.
it always is when you see a man that's been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. And it's
100%.
inspiring as well, man.
You don't see the old bloke saying, like, wanting to go back to jail. You don't see anyone getting out saying we want to go back to jail.
Yeah.
I mean, so it just shows, you know, like that it's not the path that anyone wants.
You just get robbed of your time out
Yeah.
and doing life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Doing your own life, your
Yeah.
own thing. You get robbed of family time. You get robbed of doing good things out here.
Yeah. There's no price on that. You can't put a
Yeah,
price
100%,
on that.
bro.
Yeah.
What, the day that goes, you're not getting it back.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you grow up in that life, you don't know anything else, and then like it took me to mature. I needed to mature, Like, same probably same with Nath. You don't find that maturity until you're in your 30s or your mid-30s, and that's when you start to feel them real feelings for family and what and then
Having good role models, eh?
yeah, that's right. You know,
You soften
hold you
down
back,
as you get
yeah.
older, eh?
Yeah.
You start getting a bit more softer when you
that's
get
what-
older. You get a bit of remorse in you.
Yeah.
You start feeling bad about things.
that's what it took for me.
Yeah, it does, bro.
Yeah,
It's just
100%.
that. Like when you become a parent too, bro, you start to realize what you actually put your parents through too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the hard
And that
part.
all your victims have parents and they were a baby once.
Yeah.
You know, when I realised that everybody was a baby once,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
it's like,
fucked up,
fuck,
yeah.
man, like,
It's
Yeah.
deep. It gets
Yeah.
deep,
It
man.
does, bro.
Because you start thinking about your family,
Innocent
and then you start
baby
thinking
kid,
about
like, yeah.
fuck this, and it's sad,
Yeah.
man.
and how their parents feel, and you know, like, you bash someone, they fucking walk home busted up and shit. Like, imagine your kid walking through like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fucking
Yeah.
heartbreaking. Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
See, what would you do? It's ugly.
Yeah.
You start softening up as you get older, man. You can't see shit as you would when you're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Even when you're about 30 as well, late 20s,
Yeah.
30, but then afterwards you start fucking.
Yeah.
How much can you see? Bro, I want some advice off you.
Yeah.
How to chase a dream.
How to chase a dream.
Because you would be a perfect example, the way you've chased your dream, your art. Someone out there, man, that's chasing a dream. You've done 3 months, it took you 3 months, you're patient.
Yeah.
Just some advice about that, man.
Like,
How would you go on about it?
you know what? I used to think like, and it's good for people that get in trouble, because I thought, you know what? I'm a fucking gangster. I'm a fucking soldier. I'm going to fucking go through the fucking trenches. I'm going to go through fucking hell, and I'm going to fucking make sure I come out the other side with fucking everything, you know? So if I have to spend fucking a year with nothing but a fucking dollar in my pocket, then I'm going to fucking do it. I mean, it's just like that, just having that fucking mentality to know that you're better than the next person, you know? Just look at someone that's got it and know that you can fucking beat them, you know? Then look at the next guy and think, yeah, I'll fucking beat you too. And just keep going after him, you know?
Just don't give up.
Yeah, don't give, like, never give
going.
up. Yeah, like every fucking moment you can be moving forward, you know? If they knock you down one, fucking jump up 10, you know? So every time I get knocked down one, I think, yes, swear, I'm going to come back 10 times harder, 10 times faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great advice.
Just like getting
bro.
that fucking
Putting it
animal.
in-
Yeah, get that animal in you.
Putting it in everyone's language, basically,
Yeah.
bro. 100%.
I've got a question, but I'm going to leave that one for last. We're going to be wrapping it up soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's going to be a bit of a funny one, that one. But, bro, our channel, we talk about society and how men should be.
Yeah.
And you see there's a problem going on with men. We truly believe there's something going on with men.
Yeah.
People don't speak up. Where society is going, how important is it for a man to be, what should a man be in your eyes? How should a man hold himself? Because we're men, obviously we can't talk about women. Let's just talk about how men should
Yeah.
be. How do you think men should like
Carry
be
themselves.
yeah, like,
How should they carry themselves? How should they,
Well, they should. Everyone should have a certain amount of confidence. They should be proud of their family. They should be protective of their family. Like, they should be. Like,
tradition?
they need to look after the. Yeah, you need to be able to, like, what's it called? Like, not just protect. You don't have to be the toughest guy, but
But like provide, protect,
provide, protect.
security, yeah.
Just
Just
be
lead.
a fucking man. Yeah.
yeah,
up.
traditional,
Yeah.
old
Yeah,
school.
traditional, like old school. Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Do you think that's
Yeah.
disappearing?
Oh yeah, it is, because they're trying to shame it.
Yeah,
Trying to
but
shame
these-
it. Yeah. But then as soon as that thing happened at Bondi, they're all like, "Where were all the men?"
Yeah, see what I
Like,
mean?
he's told them all to hide. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, or change.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
See,
Time
when
to change.
shit goes down, they might complain about the
Yeah.
traditional man, but then when shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
they want. That's the man they're gonna
Yeah,
want.
where's the man
to
they look
fucking
for?
back his up that they want to go for. You know,
Because
it's sad to see
we're
that.
so different. Women and men are built different, you know. Like, women don't have testosterone for a reason, and for like when they tell us, oh, you can't do that. This, like, you know what I mean, with the aggressive stuff and fucking fighting. Why do you love fighting so much and all this shit? You know, it's not like, I mean, like boxing and watching it on TV.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
of course, yeah.
It's because you have that in you, and you know, we've had that in us for centuries, and there's a reason it's fucking in us. You know what I mean?
100%.
If we didn't need it, then fucking evolution would have phased it out a long time ago.
Yeah, 100%.
But we need it. Yeah.
We started growing boobs.
Yeah.
You know, the outies become innies. You know, it is. It's sad, man.
Yeah.
You see society falling apart, especially in this country. And I love this country, man, because I'm born here.
Yeah.
But when you see it fall down, you see a lot of the areas now. Like, where are all
sad.
these guys, man?
Yeah.
You know, they're a bunch of
Yeah.
Pussies.
softies. Yeah,
They
yeah,
are,
pretty
bro.
much, man.
They are.
I like that. We just bro, you know what? I wouldn't mind, bro. Straight out,
What?
a entertainment piece, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be alright.
Yeah, put it up here.
Oh, bro, that'd be mad.
mad.
You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah.
reckon?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
I was actually going to ask him.
Just, bro, as long as you don't throw unicorns on our fucking heads, bro. Oh, fuck, bro.
I got a couple of mad
Not
ones
again.
going for me, bro. I got mad ones.
Any other question, bro?
Nah, man, I think we've pretty much covered everything. I'll always like asking the youth questions, so we've got that. So
Yeah.
Bro, you're an inspiration, man.
You are, absolutely,
I was
man.
following you for a bit, and I'll be honest with you, man. When I messaged you,
Yeah.
I didn't think you're going to message.
Yeah.
Because I go, man, he's probably too busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's normal, you know?
Yeah.
There's no nothing. Really respect anyone out there, especially men, that change their life around and become successful, man. When I seen it and you messaged back, I go, fuck. I go, wow. So I was surprised, and then you came here, man, you know?
Yeah,
that,
I know.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it, bro, because who knows who's watching, you know?
100%,
I could get through to
bro.
one, but I could get through to 100 people.
Bro,
but,
people
yeah.
like you guys, it's a story gets out. Even if you change one person's a big thing.
Yeah.
If you wake one person up,
Yeah.
that one person might wake another person up,
Yeah.
and it keeps going down.
Yeah.
And that's all from you guys.
It's got a snowball,
Two people,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Jesse, I didn't speak to you too much, but
Yeah,
I've heard some stuff about you. But I think we're gonna have to get your mate on the pod
Yeah.
one day as well, man.
Yeah, fucking know.
He's got
Yeah,
a
man.
story as well. Have you got
Does,
a?
yeah.
I'll have a crack.
What's the story? Is there a bit of a story? He's got a
Oh,
backstory.
Yeah, 100%.
He does, eh?
So the Macquarie Field riots.
Oh,
Just remember
we're gonna
that?
have to get into
Yeah.
that one, bro. That was gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
have to
leave
get
that
your
for a day,
details.
I'm there.
Are you
Welcome
still
in.
around the area, eh?
Yeah, bro. I've really done
Yeah,
it
done,
all.
man.
I've really done it all my life, bro, you know?
Yeah, done. So you're down the road.
Well, not really, actually. I've probably lived in jail most of my life, so...
Nah, it'll be all right now, bro. You're going to be out. I think you have to jump on the pod. We're going to have to borrow your mate one day, bro.
Yeah, fucking know.
Because I remember those riots, bro.
Yeah.
I still remember them, man.
Yeah, they were big.
I've got some good stories.
Yeah, he was on a current affairs while he was on the run, remember?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. They come and give him 20 Big Mac meals or something.
Nah, that was my cousin.
I remember
They tried to tell me I was hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
But I remember that. That's
Yeah.
what
You know, they put on the paper, Caveman Kelly. That's what they called me. I was fucking howling, bro. I was
I'm going to
never in
find
the
that
bush.
newspaper. I'm going
Never
to
in
find
the
that
bush.
newspaper, bro.
Wow.
Guys, Nathan Patterson here. Guys, you've got your Instagram here. Nathan
Yep.
Patterson Art.
Yep.
Guys, he's also got Facebook, Nathan Patterson Art.
Yep.
You've got YouTube. Your
Yep.
channel's About My Life.
Yep.
What's your YouTube channel about? Just quickly, so just give it a
Also, my
rundown.
YouTube channel has a lot of my stories from my life, and it's also got some. It's getting some news stories of other people's lives that have turned their life around with similar
yeah.
stories that have been through bad stuff that's been in the. There's been pretty big stuff like murders and stuff like that, and then they've turned it around. So yeah, it's more of a walkthrough of their day as well, like how it just started as a normal day and how it ended in fucking many years of their lives lost, you know? How
Yeah.
things can just turn real quickly, yeah.
You would know a lot of that stuff as well. There's an
Yeah.
app. It's called Artsy now. I only found that today.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What's that? Just give us
So
a bit
that's
of a
got,
rundown for the.
That's got all my... They only put galleries on there.
Yeah.
They're probably the biggest art page in the world and they'll put all proper commercial galleries on there with your art and stuff. So a lot of the links are to my actual galleries from around the world.
That's
on
an
there.
app as well.
I think they've got an app, yeah.
Okay, so that's an app.
Website and
So guys, download the app.
Artsy.net, yeah.
Nathan Patterson. And then you've got a website as well, www.nathanpatterson.com.
Yep.
What's on there?
Oh, so it hasn't been updated for a while, but it's
Okay.
got it's gonna have some merch soon and some prints and some like works on paper and stuff that my galleries don't sell because the galleries do all the like canvases and stuff.
I've already got a couple of sayings for you, bro. You've got a couple of, Jimmy and that. Shout out, Jimmy.
Shout out Jimmy.
So-
Yeah, Wombat.
So,
Shout out Wombat.
so one of the managers where we work is always watching your videos.
Oh yeah.
So this is even before I messaged you.
Oh, yeah?
And he started jumping on and go, fuck, this guy's sick, will put it right there. And we'll just be watching you. And he goes, this guy's got some cracker stories, bro.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You know what I mean? There we go. Shout out to
There
Jimmy.
we go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Jimmy.
So, all right, no worries, man. Boys, thank you so much for coming, man. We ended at that.
Yeah, awesome.
Guys.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it, man.
Hopefully we'll do it again, man. You know what I mean?
I'll come around after
Yeah.
this.
So we'll do the fist bumps afterwards,
Yeah.
See you, boys. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And guys, give these guys a follow on all the
See you,
platforms.
guys.
Till next time, guys.
Can
Thank
you give us a men on top before we cut?
just the men on top always. That's our thing that
What's
we
a
say.
men on top?
Men
Men
on
on
top.
top.
Like men should be always on top leading. You
Men
know
on
what I mean?
top.
Men on top.
See you guys.
See you guys.